Picture this: Luffy just defeated Blackbeard and is on his way to find the Laugh Tale. The Thousand Sunny drifts calmly across the Grand Line. Luffy's eating meat as usual. In the kitchen, Sanji's working on lunch for the crew, while Zoro's lifting weights on deck. Nami spots a familiar ship getting closer and closer. The Red Force bursts into view, the legendary ship of none other than the Yonko himself, Shanks. Luffy's eyes light up, rushing to see him. But this time, there's no smile, no laugh, just a cold stare from the man who once gave Luffy his straw hat. Something feels wrong to Luffy. His presence feels heavy, his intentions unclear. How did we get here? How could one of the most trusted pirates in the story become the final obstacle? Today, we're diving into the theory, what if Shanks was the final villain? For years, Shanks has worn the perfect mask, the respected pirate, the man who strolls into Marineford and stops a war without breaking a sweat. But in this alternate version of One Piece, let's imagine this: a game that ends with him standing in Luffy's way. 40 years ago, the island of God Valley vanished from the maps. The only thing we know, it was the site of a massive battle, the Roger Pirates, Garp, and the Celestial Dragons. And Shanks was there too. We have also found out recently that Shanks is related to Celestial Dragon himself, as his father is Saint Figarland. Maybe that's why the world government gives him a kind of untouchable status. And if that's true, then Shanks turning on Luffy wouldn't just be personal, it would be political. The final battle wouldn't just be pirate versus pirate, it would be the will of D versus the will of the Celestial Dragons. After everything, the battles, the adventures, the victories, Luffy finally sees Shanks again. He walks up, smile wide, and gently takes the straw hat off his head. "Here, I kept my promise," he says. Shanks looks at it for a moment, but then the smile fades. "You've grown strong, Luffy, strong enough to stand in my way." Luffy freezes. This is the man who inspired him to become a pirate, and now he's the one blocking the path to the Pirate King. Now, if the fight between the Straw Hats and Red Hairs were to start, this is how it would probably go. Shanks will start it off by doing Divine Departure, while the Purple Flash happens. Their crew will move in silence. Even if the Thousand Sunny survives Shanks' Divine Departure, Red Hair pirates will end up surrounding the Straw Hats. And within seconds, Ben Beckman signal the gunner, and cannon fire falls. Every Devil Fruit user is trapped on deck, forced to dodge rather than dive. Shanks' Conqueror's Hockey floods the Sunny and ripples in the air. Chopper collapses. Only the strongest hold on. And that's when Shanks moves. One flash step, he's face to face with Luffy. A single swing forces Luffy to block instead of attack, momentum stolen. In this unstable, waterbound battlefield, every rebound risks tossing Luffy into the water. Now let's think about what the Straw Hats have to exactly do to win this battle. If Luffy understands what the Red Hairs are plotting to do before the strike, this is exactly how it would go. He would quickly advise his crew to find a land near them. As most Red Hairs don't have Devil Fruits, their hockey and gunnery is their main strength. Whereas for Straw Hats, half of them are dependent on Devil Fruit. Straw Hats clock it in seconds. "We have to land now," Luffy screams. Nami would be quick to chart the nearest rock island. Frankie will juice the Thousand Sunny, and they will head off. Remember how Luffy is looking for Laugh-Tale now, so the land they would most likely stumble upon would be the legendary Lodestar Island. The Red Force would start following the Straw Hats onto Lodestar Island. There would be counterfire, as Red Hairs will start shooting cannons. As they get close to Lodestar, everyone except Frankie and Nami will get out of the boat, as they will be protecting the Sunny. On the sand, the Straw Hats waits as the Red Force closes in, and Usopp doesn't waste a second. He uses his special attack, Tangling Vine Barrage, launching pop greens that spiral toward the Red Hairs' ship. But before they can even reach, they're shot down midair with perfect precision. A smirk reveals the shooter, Usopp himself. It's now father against son. Sanji launches upward with a skywalk, leg kick, aimed at the ship. But Lucky Roos steps in midair with an uncanny burst of speed, blocking Sanji's strike with his massive frame. Two chefs, trading blows that are as fast as they are heavy. The red hairs leap down toward the shore. Towards them, Zoro flashes them with onigiri. Brook steps forward, planting his cane into the water. The sea freezes in an instant, locking the red force in place. Robin's hands sprout like a forest over the enemy ship, grabbing it and crushing it completely. But while the chaos rages on, Luffy's eyes aren't on Shanks. He's staring past the fight, toward the inland jungle of Lodestar, toward the path that could lead him to the One Piece itself. Shanks walks forward. The moment his eyes lock on Luffy's disappearing figure, Haki erupts, an invisible wave blasting through the battlefield. Half the weaker fighters from both crews collapse instantly. Beckman steps forward, rifle aimed at Zoro. Every shot Beckman fires is laced with armament Haki, forcing Zoro to guard with all three swords just to avoid losing a limb. Sanji and Lucky Roo's fight turns brutal. Roo's punches are like cannon fire, and Sanji's kicks are coming in so fast they leave burning trails in the air. Neither of them is backing down. Roo is laughing, Sanji's glaring, and the ground under their feet starts to crack. From opposite ends of the shore, two sharpshooters exchange impossible shots. Pop greens whip through the air, exploding into flash plants, smoke flowers, and binding vines, each one perfectly shot down by Yasopp before they can land. Usopp says, "I'm not a scared kid anymore." Yasopp smiles faintly. "Good. Then don't miss." Suddenly, Shanks disappears from sight. He reappears right in front of Robin, whose hands had just destroyed the red force. A single swing of Griffon as I blows her back into a tree. I'm extremely sorry, guys. I'm sick, so I have to delay the video a bit. I will be making a part 2 soon.